Hello and welcome. This is Theresa and welcome to my channel. Today is Saturday, February 8th, and just got back from visiting a outdoor market type thing. I did do a short about 1 or 2 hours ago showing some fabrics that I found at a shop. I didn't end up purchasing any because every time I tried to get focused on looking at the fabrics, some woman was standing right on top of me practically, and she was way in my personal space. I am not the type of person who likes people to be in my strangers to be in my personal space. Um, so, and it's hard for me to sound nice when I'm not feeling nice, so I don't say anything at all. And that's Theresa. That's who she is, part of her personality. You ask anybody who knows me, they'll say, yep. But actually, who was I talking to the other day? I was saying something about um, how I don't really like to go out and about and everything. I'm not a social butterfly and that sort of thing. I think it was my sister, and she said, well, how do you do it with your business? I said, oh my gosh, I'm their best friend. So I'm the type who chooses my people. And if that's offensive to anybody, okay. But I'm real and I'm kind um, when, when I see a necessity to be kind. But I'm not a lovey-dovey person. That's probably the big difference between me and a lot of YouTubers is I'm not a lovey-dovey person. And I'm an introvert, but I can be very extroverted. I mean, my family is like, Theresa, you're doing videos? You wouldn't even let people take your picture. I'm like, yeah, I know. Sometimes I surprise myself. So that's enough transparency for Theresa Conway-Hayes and a look into the personality of Theresa Conway-Hayes. And we're going to get down to what the video is about today, which is revisiting my digital stash. This box has a lot of my digitals. Some of these digitals have been printed out for years. I mean, some are even cut. I was looking through these and there's a lot of stuff that's cut out, fussy cut and ready to go. I've got, what I got in here? I've got, at the very bottom, there's planners. And, whoops, planners from Tracy Fox Creative. Planners from 49 Dragonflies. I mean, some of these are even, the pages are not only folded in half, but some of these are even sewn and ready to go into a journal. So these are cut out planner pieces for like a generic planner digital kit that I have. This is for Tracy Fox Creative Planner. This is for 49 Dragonflies. Like I've got the steampunk one. I've got probably 8 or 9 months worth of different digital kits for 49 Dragonflies. And then on the top, I have several leftover pages from kits that I purchased from the Paper Cameo. And that's what I'm going to use today. So I have the kit from the High Tea Valentine. I'll be using that. I'm going to put that on top because I'm going to do some Valentine cards for the grandkids. We've got Summer Picnic. These are just leftovers that I didn't use. I did a big journal that is probably in my storage in Napa, Idaho, because I made it and didn't do anything with it. That's what happens. I don't use all my journals. When I use my journals, it's more my, I have one planner journal that I play in every once in a while, and I have an idea book. And then I have maybe a couple of ephemera books that I use. So this is Floral Ledger. I don't know why I've got some tea-dyed paper here. This one isn't labeled. This is Divinity. This is Hampton. These might be good for today. Here's some ephemera that it's cut out and it's backed and everything else. Rip roaring ready to go. And then I think I'm going to use some of these scraps for today. So I'm going to make floating pockets with journal card flips that are inspired by Rachel with Roxy's Creations. She did a video on this yesterday or the day before, maybe. So let's tidy up my papers first. Get them prepped. And that will start my ideas to flow, hopefully. That's the plan. So I am live, and I would love to say hello to you. If you want to just say hi and tell me where you're watching from. If not, that's fine too. I need a longer roller. I do make a lot of noise when I'm crafting, so if you're using earbuds, you may want to be aware of that. I'm not a precise crafter, so I don't do a lot of measuring, and I just craft by the seat of my pants. If I were going to do a channel name, that's probably what I would name my channel. Craft by the seat of my pants. Well, I hope everyone's having a great Saturday. This piece is going to go right in my strips box. I learned about the paper cameo from watching Carol Law's YouTube channel. She works with a lot of the paper cameo papers. Okay, this was Valentine. I'm going to use that for something else. Oh, this has, oh, that's a fold. I don't think that'll cause a problem. I probably won't use all of this, but I knew I liked these. These would be good for backgrounds to write on. Okay, so now I need what I need some straw paper or tea-dyed paper. Whoops. Okay, Yep, I think we'll just go ahead and get these backed. And then I'm going to find some vintage. What do I want to do? Vintage. Journal card flips. Maybe I'll make the pockets from vintage papers. Okay. Now I've got to pull this cart over here for the glues. I'm using Pritt Stick. My straw paper is from Rachel store Roxy's Creations. So it's from Italy. And my tea dye paper is from a shop on Etsy. I think it's CC something. Creative Creations, or I don't remember. Most of my things, like my tear rollers and that sort of thing, including my Pritt Stick, I get from Amazon. I usually only shop Etsy stores if it's something unique, like straw paper, and because I like free shipping. I forgot to put glue around the sides. I like to put glue around the sides when I'm using the glue stick, and Barely Art glue is usually my go-to for that. So I've been thinking a lot about live videos lately. And if you know my channel, you know that I most often do live videos because I don't know how to edit videos. And at this point in my life, I'm really not interested in learning. Kind of big. Anyways, I've been watching live videos. I've been looking for live videos lately, and there doesn't appear to be a lot out there. Let me think. There's some, but I stay away from them because more times than not, the chat gets racy, and I'm not interested in um, talking or thinking about people's sex lives or their inclinations. And if there's the group that visited those types of chats enjoys that type of conversation, more power to them. Not my thing. And then there are chats like, oh my gosh, I went into one the other day that I'd never been to, just happened to see it in my feed. They were rude. Oh my gosh. They were, every other line was, well, something mean. And I said something. I said, well, this is an aggressive chat. And oh, I got pounced on for saying that. I'm like, really? Do you think you can bully me on a chat? And then the person who was hosting the chat, and she was, crafting live like I am. She's like, "Oh, they're just having fun. They're just kidding with each other. They really like each other." And I'm like, "Okay, if you say so. This is not fun though. Goodbye." And of course I didn't type that. I just oh, somebody said, "Well, if you don't like it, why don't you go somewhere else?" And I was like, "Okay." I did type okay and I left. Or I think I typed right. That's a good idea. And then I left. I left high school a long time ago. And that's kind of the thing. I don't really enjoy chats that remind me of being in high school. Really wasn't that fun of a time for me anyways. So the one, I probably couldn't find it again. And the other one, I just don't have, I'm not subscribed to it anymore. And then let's see. Mm, Casey Street is good about doing a lot of chats, and he's very talented. I stopped crafting because I was thinking. Let's see. Um, Recently, I found. Let's see. What is it called? I want to say Sage Scrapbook or Scrapbook Sage. And the reason I found it and have watched it a couple times is because Mama Juju, April, is collaborating with Dawn to do like a travel journal. I think Dawn put together a travel kit. And so I've watched that a couple times. You gotta love April's southern accent. I do. You don't gotta. So let's see. Oh, and then I recently found something with Jovi, crafting with Jovi, something like that. She appears to do a lot of live chats. Oh, and there was one other. I want to say her name was Rhonda. I found her from um, Joan, because Joan was a guest. Joan did her first live, she told me yesterday, with this gal. And she did a guest spot with this gal. Now, if I could just remember the name. I don't think I'm going to. I don't think it's going to happen. Okay. I think, all right, let's just finish one thing at a time here. I can put this on here too. Trying to just utilize my paper well. I must be getting empty on my glue stick. So if I haven't mentioned it already today, I'm in Yuma, Arizona, and the weather is beautiful. I do absolutely adore Yuma, Arizona climate during this time of year. I adore it. What I want to do now, that would be so big, but it would be okay under the right circumstances. See if we can get some more glue out of this glue stick. Yeah, I was watching, what is that name? Creating with Jovi. I was watching her chat today, and she was collaging with pictures from magazines. I don't have modern magazines. I don't have a lot of modern anything because my style is grungy and vintage. But I was thinking I do have one or two vintage type magazines, and then I have, like National Geographic type of thing. And so I could collage with that sort of thing. But I also could use that sort of thing for this to make my floating pockets with. I could have used them for my journal card flips. Let's just see where that takes us. Yeah, when I'm doing a collaboration that has prompts and it says like retro or boho or something like that, I kind of cringe because that's not my style. So I don't have a lot of that stuff. And even if I did, it would be like from the prompt for Defember, least favorite ephemera, ephemera, least favorite ephemera. That would be any boho or retro or modern type stuff that I have. I probably will be doing a little bit of that just to be able to, because let me see, let me back up. I'm planning to do a collaboration in March on like a journey through the life of a journal kind of thing. And so I want to talk about the different um, process steps like cover binding, pages, elements, ephemera embellishment, that sort of thing. And to be fair to an audience, I would need to do, um, I would need to cover the different topics, and I plan to do that. wonder if this is dry enough that I can use this. We're going to find out. Okay, that worked good. I like to trim these little ends off. Hold still. There, gotcha. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, now I need a new glue stick. That one's shot. I'll be right back. Where'd I move my glue sticks to, you guys? Okay, glues, extra glues are in the second drawer, not the first top drawer. All right, now, can I find my magazines quickly? Because I don't want anyone to have to wait for me. Can I find my magazines quickly? Nope, that's music. Oh, it's getting warm. Ah, something's labeled magazines. Okay, I have the Family Circle. Isn't this yummy stuff? With her parents' marriage as a horrible example, Hannah never let herself fall in love, even when she married Peter. And then came Kirk with what seemed to be love. Fun. Do you ever start looking at your old stuff and get distracted reading it? I bought some stuff. I bought like a paper kit from Wales, Wales, and from Bella, Rachel and Bella Crafts, I think it was. And in that pack, there was a Punch magazine, I think is what it was. I could not stop reading that stuff. There was some great stuff. In fact, one thing I started to read it and it wasn't the complete story, so I had to Google it and find the rest of the story because I had to finish reading it. This would be great for a cooking journal. Actually, all of this here would be great for a cooking journal. And who doesn't love rabbits? I love rabbits. I love little rabbits. This is kind of cool. And who doesn't love babies? So this is old, fragile paper. And I'm kind of thinking this whole thing backwards, actually. I should have done these as journal cards and those as pockets, but I'm going to work with it. Okay, let's just grab a page. And we will, of course, reinforce the page. And we will take something like this. Let's do a small one. I'm thinking this through as I go. This is on the fly. We're at 36 minutes, so I better get my brain working. Really don't want to use good paper to reinforce this with. So I'm going to find my blue page paper. And we'll use this to reinforce. I love the smell of Pritt sticks. It reminds me of green peppers. I don't know that it smells like green peppers, but it reminds me of green peppers. So how about you? What is your style of journaling, crafting? Is it grunge? Is it shabby chic, vintage? Anything? Pastel colors? What do you like? Aw. Hi. Hi, Gigi. Yep, the paper cameo does a wonderful job. I love all her stuff. There go the chickens. Somebody must have torqued off a hen. So we were in this RV park last year in Yuma, Arizona. So I talked about the chickens a lot last year in my videos. And I did a lot of shorts on little baby chicks going by the trailer. Okay. Whoa. Sounds like there's a fight out there or something. So what am I going to use this for? It's going to have to be one of these. I really don't know what I'm doing. So this is going to be a pocket. So I will, in case this is okay, I'm going to, it's starting to come to me. I'm going to fold it like that, only I'll fold it the other way. Where's that line? So this can be the hinge. And it didn't really take. Oh, it did on that side. Okay, I see it. I was looking for my score line. Okay, so this is going to glue down like that, and then this will be like that. And then that, oh, okay. I'm just gonna go for it. I think I've got it the way I want it. Now, when I first started using Roxy's creations as ideas, I followed her process pretty verbatim, including not inking. But my style is pretty much to ink like digital new stuff and to not ink my vintage stuff. And I am so sorry. It looks like I've been off camera quite a bit. Push my chair over and hopefully that'll stop me from doing that. Wait. That's open there, so I just need a little bit of glue here. And then I'm gonna put my, let's try glue stick for this one. Okay, and make sure that's right side up. Just a little bit of space in between the two. That looks good. Okay, so then that could, let's see what I got handy here. This is my art book. And I did this with a paperback. So this is an altered paperback. And I like to do my doodling in here. So anyways, let's find a page. So it wouldn't go good on any of these pages. All right, we can test it out here. So this could actually even like go in a journal and be sewn down the spine, or it could be it could go around the page like this, or it could be clipped in here and then you just pull it out. Like a journal card could go in there, or a tag. Now let's make a tag. This would be a pretty tag. Okay, so let's just fold that in half. Oh, then my butterfly gets cut off. Let's fold it this way. It's too big for this one. We'll just use our scissors. And I'm just going to reach over here to my ribbon waterfall and grab a little piece of ribbon to go on this. It's just too thick to do that way. Come on, fingers, cooperate. Not that hard of a thing to do. There, and then now this can go in here. I think I would like that tag to be shorter for there, but I'll just leave it as it is. All right, that one is completely done, and you could use a little clip. And clip it onto your page. There you go. And that will be lovely in a journal. Well, shoot, this is why I don't mass make. I haven't even totally finished these two, and I'm out of time. So real quick, we'll do this one. And we'll make a tall pocket to go with that one. Better back it. Well, we're not going to back it. It's too frail. It's too frail. I'll figure something out. I'm just going to put some glue here to like reinforce it. That's actually kind of tall, so I'm gonna shorten that up. Come on, help me out here. And this one, to hinge it, I'm going to make some hinges. Let's see. Stamps. That's what I want. Stamps. So I've got real stamps here. Thanks, Gigi. Have a great sleep. You must be like overseas. But I hope you have a good sleep. So these are vintage stamps, and these are digital stamps. I'm thinking these big ones would be good. Yep, let's just go with that. Better cover that up before it dries out. Hi, April. I was just talking about you and your collaboration that you're doing with Dawn for the travel journal, for the travel kit. anybody who's just tuned in, I'm working with the Paper Cameo Digitals, and I'm working on floating pockets with journal card flips that were inspired by a recent video from Rachel at Roxy's Creations. You sure look like you're having a lot of fun with that collaboration, April. I didn't get that straight. Bummer. It is what it is. Okay, so now that flip out pocket, oh, looky there. Got to do something about that. And this is not straight, and this is not, this paper's going to tear because it's vintage. Ugh. Still feels a little wonky. Okay, so let's do, for reinforcement. Whoa, don't dump your stamps, Theresa. This is all too thick. That's kind of cool. I'm trying to bring it over so that the fold will be right here because it's not as thick right there. It's sticky underneath there. too thick. Maybe no, too small. It's starting to tear. Let's do that. Well, then it's too long on the other side. Seems like there's folded paper here. Maybe not. I know. I'm being persnickety. You need to stop. Just stop, Theresa. Uh, okay, let's try that. And before I forget, this piece is tearing, so I need to reinforce it. Thank you, April. Thank you. Hubby just brought me my Amazon packages. And then we would use a tall journal or a tall tag for this one. Because we make for work. What are you trying to multitask, April? There, that will be a cute cake. So let's get some paper. So this video's gone over an hour, so I hope everybody knows that's used to watching my videos that I'm happy with you skipping through and or just logging off even if this gets to be too long for you. Oh yeah. Yep. Heck, I get brain fog even without COVID. You think you're going to feel well enough to do your video tomorrow, April? What day are you on? I feel like day 3 is a challenging day sometimes. I think I've had it 3 times. I only went to the doctor for it the first time because I had an irritating cough. So I only know for sure about 1 time. Ah, you're on day 3. Well, I hope you feel better soon. But oh my gosh, the first time when I had the bad cough, the doctor gave me a steroid shot, and I was like, I was like superwoman. I had all kinds of energy. Was cleaning the apartment we were living in at the time, running up and down the stairs. Didn't have a care in the world. I'm gonna have to see if I can. Oh no, I taped that the wrong way. I taped my pocket shut. I'm gonna have to see if I can reinforce the inside of that pocket. I didn't think of that. Would have been a good idea because this paper is so fragile. And I have to go even slower because with the trimmers, I'm gonna move real fast and end up ripping it. Yeah, it's good until the crash. Yep. And then I'm like, what was I doing? Okay, well, that was an interesting try. And of course, this all can use some embellishments, like for instance, oh well, I've gone way over my hour already as it is, so may as well just continue on and finish. No. Yes. Okay. I want to use. I want to use art glitter. That would be pretty if it was a journal cover embellishment. I used to be able to put the pin in one-handed. No more. So, what would I want to put on this side? Maybe nothing for now. It would be best to leave this like this because, it can, somebody might just say, oh, phooey, I just want to glue that in there like that. And when you do this, I always like to put my flip that way because it gives me an area to write on. Whereas if I would if I were to put the flap this way, um, then it's not as easy to write when it goes like that. But that's just my preference. And so it could also go around a page and it could be glued, or you could just take a paper clip and put a paper clip here. I'll just grab one of my rusty paper clips. Maybe. There. And that's all done. This is my art book, so it won't stay in there, but it's a good way to give an example of how it can go into a journal. Okay, well, thanks again for spending some time with me. If you were inspired in any ways, shape, or form, would you please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button? If you're not already a subscriber, I would sincerely appreciate it if you made the decision to subscribe. And even if you're not a subscriber, I do so much appreciate you. And I love to chat live when I'm live. And also, I'd appreciate any comments that you were inclined to do, make, write. And April, I sure do hope that you feel better. And if you feel better enough to be on that live chat tomorrow, what was the name? It was Dawn Sage Scrapbook Sage, something like that. But feel free to comment about that anytime you like, April, because I don't have a memory. All right, so everyone take care